as Britain. And they did it because they wanted to practice self-preservation. Because the preservation of the political and economic power of indigenous people is bigger than any pan-European nonsense. And they understand their history, that there's nothing called pan-Europeanism. They find out that what Hitler could not do through military, Angela Merkel has done it through economy. The economic superpower of Europe is Germany. And how can you conquer people? Economy is part of the power. You can conquer people politically, you can conquer people economically, you can conquer people militarily. So militarily, the power was with Germany. There are more than 120 million indigenous ethnic Germans within the European Union. What is the population of UK? There are close to 6 to 7 countries that have German culture, German people in those places. I can count them. Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Poland, Belgium. That's 8. Even part of Holland. 9. So they understood all these things. That you cannot fight against this country. How many countries speaks English? Apart from the UK and England, Ireland. If you come to, as an indigenous, if you come to Europe, you know that your English is useless. And you start wondering, how did we even take up this useless? What's happening? You see countries like Latvia speaking their language. Estonia, Finland. But the first 200 million mumu, and say it is indivisible. And you have Yoruba people given names like Jennifer, Isabel, Marvelous. Some people even give where things are going. Some people
one of my friends is Marvelous. So
they will start giving their names
Jeremiah.
they will start giving the name of giving their children names like Sabotua very soon. The way they are going. Because we don't understand, names like Oluwatobiloba does not make any meaning to them again. Iyanu does not. Miracle is superior to Iyanu to them. Miracle is superior to Iyanu and to wonder. You send your children to go to a good school to go and learn English. The child will still come back home and you still be speaking English to that child. Then what is the role of informal education? The role of informal education is to teach your children the indigenous, the mother tongue, indigenous language, the culture, the tradition, the value system. It's not for you to destroy the child by teaching the child colonial languages. Because that is the reason why you send the child to school in the first place. That's why you sent him to school. Why not keep the child at home and be speaking English, pidgin English to him or her in the first place? Olamide, what you talked about Rino? Rino is lost. No apologies. Everybody thought she's lost. I said it. That guy is empty. That girl is empty. Do you know how many people that have walked up to that lady and told her, look, don't waste your time about NSAS. Let's talk about Yoruba struggle. She said she's not interested. That she's not Yoruba first. That's tribalism. I have no pity for such people. I spoke about Showore. Do you know how many fora Showore has ridiculed Yoruba people? Publicly and privately? You know how many fora? Does Showore believe in restructuring? Does he believe in all these things? He wants a united Nigeria. He wants Pan-Africanism with Fulani Etme, Al-Qaeda, Taliban, ISIS. I cannot even have engagements with such people. People when we don't understand that they are on the verge of extinction. So it was she had to go to UK before she got a reality, and she's laughing about it. How can you engage such person? And that lady is the person that is doing NSAS. I wrote a lot of articles about this people many years ago. I wrote about this thing about NSAS. I'm not abusing people who did NSAS, but they didn't understand what they are fighting for. They are fighting the wrong battle. If you fight the wrong battle, you are going to be killed. So she had to go to UK and she can't, and you are here bearing Reno. You see all of them. I'm not abusing anybody. They are in different groups. Quack queen, all sorts of nonsense. Feminism. They are empty. They don't know the history of pure water. But when they speak English and you hear what they talk, how they say it, you just pick up your books, your bags and baggages, and leave. Because they are going to spread the virus of ignorance to you if you are not careful. No apologies. Because I know what I'm saying about this lady. You did an NSAS revolutionary movement where Southern youth were killed, were maimed. Southern youth were at the forefront. The Northern Hausa Fulani youth never joined you. They didn't join you. In fact, the Hausa Fulani governors came out and said, Northern governors issued a communique that no, there's nothing wrong with SARS. That SARS should continue. Yeah, to still continue to talk about one Nigeria. That's madness. That means our people are not thinking like minorities. If you how does minority think? A minority thinks it should only be protesting for its right instead of taking its right. That's why we will never negotiate as minorities. We will never fight as minorities. We are going to ask for our rights and take it. We will never bow down. Then Mr. Abdul talked about 2023. It's a pity. I'm highly disappointed. The survival of the Yoruba people should not be based on APC and PDP politics. And this is where Yoruba people lose it. Please, what I want to say, I'm not abusing anybody. I just want to talk. You see, there is something called short-term plans and long-term plans. There's something called the shortcut and the long way, which is the hard way. Black people are fond of looking for shortcuts. They look for the shortcut, the easiest route, in order to gratify their current desires. What am I trying to say? How does 2023 restore Yoruba sovereignty? How does 2023 affect Yoruba self-preservation? Out of 2023 will give us the opportunity to bring back the Yoruba nation back to the world map. Many people don't know that Yoruba people at the point in time, we had embassy in Portugal under the Oyo Empire. Even though part of the ambassadors that were sent, they never came back. That's what history said. Many people don't know this. We had empires at the Mali, we had ambassadors at Mali Empire, we had ambassadors of Songhai Empire, we had ambassadors, consulates. Benin people, Benin Kingdom, Benin Empire also had ambassadors in Portugal. Now, how do we reverse, destroy the toxins, the toxicity of 1884 Berlin West African Conference? What the British did, the Europeans did at the grand scale, the Fulanis perfected it within Nigeria. They called some Yorubas Northerners, put them in North-Central. They took some Igbos, took them to North-Central, called them Northerners. Took some Yorubas, took them into South-South, called them Niger Deltans. Took some Igbos, took them into South-South, called them Niger Deltans. One day we thought, we said one North. You, Southwest people. But the Yorubas of Ofa have been thrown into the dustbin. Yorubas of Kogi into dustbin. Those ones are even giving back to children who speak Yoruba, who speak Adeshola, who bear Adeshola, Adefisoye, Adeola, and they start asking questions, are we Yorubas? And when their apologists and their Southern fools and collaborators will come out to speak, it does not matter. We are all Nigerians. Ask these people to go to Belgium and see where they practice ethnic federalism. Let them come to Switzerland where they practice ethnic federalism. When you start citing these examples, they will keep quiet. And they will go to other rooms to still be perpetrating these lies. Why are the Germans not trying to integrate? We are Italians. Why are Germans not saying we are all Italians? The Germans of Italy, if you don't know, that state is called South Tyrol. Google it. South Tyrol. Why are they not? I don't know. They said, no, look, we are part of Italy, but we are Germans first. And we are going to control our parliament. We are going to control our economy. We are not going to use Italian to teach our children in school. We are going to use Germans to teach our children in school, despite the fact that we are carrying an Italian passport. Don't we get it? So 2023 does nothing. It doesn't matter if they bring the Yoruba man traditionalist to be a good president. He changes nothing. We have to get out of this contraption. We have to get out. We have to get out. We must control our space. That is non-negotiable. So if you think if you think Yoruba people will be great along Osun State, Ogun State, Lagos, God, then something is wrong. Why do you think they tell you they will never go back to regionalism? Because they perfected the art of looting. They created local government, states for Fulanis, for vast desert land to be looting tax revenue, crude oil revenue, in order to propagate their agenda. So you have to understand this. Look at long term. Look, this is not a marathon. This is a marathon, not a sprint. You think many of us think we are by end of 2021 we are going to get Yoruba nation. We don't care. Those that are fighting us are fighting a generational war. Our forefathers defeated them at the Battle of Oshogbo in 1940. We fought another proxy war with them at the Jalumi War at Ofa. The King of Axis. So we understand what we are facing. It's an existential generational war. We understand. So if that is what we are going to do to survive, we are ready for it. To fight as long as possible to survive. I spoke about the Algerian War of Independence. They fought in 1932, they lost. The Algerians lost. They fought in 1950, they lost. They fought around 1872, they lost. Before the final showdown started in 1954. It was a fourth trial. They never stopped trying. So for every loss, they were losing and they kept on fighting back. That's how you know people that don't want to go into extinction. So we will continue to fight. Because this is what we believe in. If the Germans can have their international passport, where this is a German civilization, why can't Yoruba people have it? So they come with all sorts of nonsense and tell you the Kanuri man is my brother. Meanwhile, across the border in Benin Republic, I have somebody with tribal mark, like my ancestors. You tell me it's a Beninois, it's not my brother. That's madness. Teacher, don't teach me nonsense. Even your Fulani president told you he can never disown his brothers in Niger. Don't you get it? And he will use your money to build trade railway for them. But you have no interest in integrating the Yorubas of Togo. Those are the people you should integrate. Why should I integrate into the Igbos? I don't hate them. The Igbos can integrate with the Igbos of Equatorial Guinea because we have Igbos in Equatorial Guinea. They should do that. The Hausas should integrate with the Hausas of Niger and Benin. The Fulanis should go and be integrating with the Fulanis of Burkina Faso and Mali. That is their problem. And the Fulanis are telling you that the Fulani man is not Nigeria. All Fulanis are automatically citizens of Nigeria. That they have one Fulani code, one Pulaku code, one Fulani identity. They tell you openly They say it on TV, they say it in private, they say it in public, they tell you in the toilet, they tell you in your kitchen, they tell you everywhere. But when we say Yoruba people of Benin Republic and the Yoruba people of Nigeria, the Yoruba people of Togo, they are the best. Some fools, some bastards will come out and tell us we are tribalists. No apologies. What is wrong? What is wrong? And you start contradicting yourself when you start talking. Because thank God I came to Clubhouse. I understand that we have people like this. I didn't even know the damage is to this extent. Can't you open your eyes and do as what your enemies are doing? Socrates said there's nothing, imitation is not limitation. Imitation is not limitation. At least if you cannot copy anything, copy such things. Brotherhood. You think if they wipe out the Yorubas of Benin Republic, don't you think we are reducing in power and population? If they wipe out the Yorubas of Togo, don't you think they are wiped? Do you know in Togo, the Yorubas of Togo are being discriminated upon, and they call them foreigners? You know why? The Yorubas of Togo see the Yorubas of Benin, see the Yorubas of Nigeria as their brothers first. They don't see the Ebe as their brother. I'm not joking. I have Yorubas of Togo as friends. They call themselves Ife. And they discriminated against them. Big time. In fact, the Yorubas of Benin Republic, they are more comfortable relating with us in the Yorubas of Nigeria. But as the Yoruba man from Nigeria, you are going to see him with Agbada, you are going to see him with a cap. Let him come and speak. If you are not careful, you are going to shoot him. Because he has lost it. He doesn't understand what he's talking about. He's just talking. So when people say all these things that is happening, we are going to get it right. That is for sure. Yorubas are going to be okay, but we don't know the casualties. Sorry to say this. Because many of us don't understand. A Fulani man comes from Mali, is killing you in your ancestral, in Yoruba land. A Fulani man from Niger is kidnapping you in Ondo, raping your wives in the farm. And you still come on TV to talk about one Nigeria. And you still come and say, look, there's no problem in giving. Is it not Ruga? Is it not Ruga? And you see then the way they talk. And you start saying these people need to go and do mental checkup. Because they don't understand the concept of land. The Yoruba people are close to 50 to 60 to 70 million. 50 to 70 million. That is the current estimations. So as things are going in the next 100 years, our population might expand into 150 million. So where will the Yoruba people expand to? If you sold all your land to non-Yorubas, if you've allowed Fulanis to appropriate their land and you allowed them to come into your space, that's Pan-Africanism. You are stupid. And you are the ones that is preaching the extinction of your people. That is your space. If Yoruba people did not want to go to war in 1840, are we going to have Yoruba land now? If the Hausa people have been able to successfully fight against Usman Dan Fodio, will they not be the one ruling the politics, the economy of their region? No, now they are Almanjuris. 10 million Almanjuris. 10 million. Destiny wasted. Those ones will give back to children, that is close to 10 to 50 generations wasted. And haven't you seen Fulani apologists coming to Clubhouse to tell you, look, leave the Almanjuris. They are okay. Am I lying, people? You've heard a lot. So please, let's get it right. And then, so 2023, look, this is not a political group. I beg you in the name of God, the name of Olodumare. This is not an APC, PDP, SDP. I don't give a damn what you do politically. I think I spoke about this kind of topic a few days ago. I don't give a damn what you do politically because we have to speak in this language. Because when we speak in a language that is too sophisticated, our people don't get the message. They will think you are speaking, knowing grammar and speaking nicely. I'm not going to tell you what you need to hear. I'm not going to speak to you in a calm voice. I'm going to speak to you passionately. Go and do any politics you want to do. But if you do any politics, do it to favor Yoruba people. If you are going to do the military to favor Yoruba people. Not that when people get to your office, a Yoruba man comes to your office, say he's looking for a job. You go and ask him to go and bring first class degree certificates. You ask him to go and to come and present masters. You ask him to go and bring go level where he has 9A1s. Meanwhile, the Fulani man in your next office, in the next office, is allowing people to go and be bringing people with ordinary two credits and 9F9 to be entering the same position. And you come here to be talking about Yoruba self-preservation. You are part of the problem. You've not used your influence to ever help Yoruba people. You meet Yoruba people at the security checkpoint. You hear this person speaking Yoruba because the person forgot his license at home. You retain him. You say you are going to take him to the barrack. You are going to take him to the police station. Is that the way Hausa people behave to their people that are driving? They bring civil case to you, things that shouldn't go to court. You'll be the first person that will say this, you must take this thing to court because it's a fellow Yoruba man. And you are talking about Yoruba self-preservation. Other people are using tribal interest to employ people to their place of work, into offices, into positions, right in Yoruba land. But when it comes to you, you are going to say, look, I'm a Pan-Africanist, I'm this tribalized, you are mentally deranged. And the problem is when we leave people like you, if what you're doing will not affect the larger Yoruba people, we have no problem. Because we always have such people. But what you're doing, we have multiple reverberating effects on the Yoruba people. Because Yoruba people will not go to Kano and be looking for work. We are only going to be in Yoruba land to be able to live, work. We won't go to Anambra to be dragging work there. We are not interested. We won't go to Akwa Ibom. We won't go to Kanori. We won't go to those places. Because we stay in our space. If a Yoruba man wants to travel most of the time, you see him going to America, UK, Germany, Canada, Australia. And no matter what he makes, he's coming to invest back in Yoruba land. That's what he comes to. So why are you not preventing your people from getting work? You prefer them coming to your office begging and say, please give us 10,000 naira to pay my student school fees. When you have the ability to employ him as a gate man, when you have the ability to employ, give him basic jobs. Basic job. I don't know you will say some Yorubas are bad. It doesn't matter. We must first practice love within ourselves in order so that we can be able to overcome this issue. Look at what the Fulanis are doing. They don't give a damn. They said they need 500 people to be employed. They put 500 Fulanis. Will a Yoruba man do that? It's going to tell you, look, our culture, which useless culture, is that the kind of culture of self-destruction? We live in a crazy society and you want to behave like a sane person. It doesn't work that way. Like what Olafamo just said. We are dealing with abnormal people. You have to act abnormally. Desperate times need desperate measures. So you don't go to a gunfight with a broken bottle. No, you don't do that. You don't go to a gunfight with a beret and be shouting velvet revolution and Luther continue. It doesn't work. They will just kill you. They will kill you and nothing will happen. A bully only respects a bigger bully. A bully only respects a bigger bully. So if you see the way I gave an example that during the time of Push Puppy, the first people who breathed out of proportion were fellow Yorubas. How many Fulani abusing Abacha? How many? One. Buhari said Abacha he was not a thief. He's keeping the money from Nigeria. A Fulani man told me, say he's only keeping it for Nigeria. He said it and he was laughing. But they understand that Nigeria is nothing but a concentration camp, open air concentration camp, where you continue to loot. It is continue to loot and loot. Anything you can loot to better the life of some people. So you see the approach the Fulanis are taking. They continue to loot, empower their Fulani oligarchy, take care of their brothers in Niger, take care of their brothers in Mauritania with the resources of the South, while they still continue to look for how they will create a secular colony within the South. Maybe they can use that, maybe we are going to fall for it, and they'll take over Nigeria completely and displace us and conquer us. The way they've done to people in Jos North, the way they are doing to people in Nasarawa, in Niger, in Niger, in Taraba, in Benue. So it's going to be a long walk to freedom. So if you want to do politics, don't bring it here. Go and do it privately. But make sure that what you're doing is Yoruba first. When we talk about Yoruba self-determination, don't go into platforms, both home and abroad, to be spreading, to be insulting us. Don't go there. It is for Yoruba people. Even your political interests will be more protected in the Yoruba nation than the contraption of Nigeria, where you need to bow down to a Fulani oligarch before you can become somebody. This is what we are telling you. We are not telling you to do something special. It's just self-preservation. Yeah, I don't need to say something you like. I don't need to, but because I'm Yoruba, you have to just overlook it. When we get to within ourselves like this, we tell ourselves the truth. Then Mr. Agbola was saying we should leave. I don't understand where Mr. Agbola is coming from. We, on this platform, had a form of alignment with the Biafrans. We respect them. It's not our business to tell Biafrans how to do their struggle. We respect them. We have never criticized them on this platform. Never. We might talk about the politics of the 50s, politics of the 60s, what Azikwe did, because Azikwe put the entire South into this shit. And everybody has learned, we've moved on. Now we need to get out of this Fulani trap, because we are in a trap. This country is a trap, and we are going to get out. Doesn't matter how long it takes. We are going to get out of this trap. But because we've been boxed to a corner, we just have to face our enemies and get out. So, and the issue of we listen, we have far more intellectual discourse on this platform. Unfortunately, I hate talking a lot, but we have many people are just joining us. Imagine when you go to a particular platform and a fellow Yoruba man says, Ilorin is not Yoruba land, it's Hausa land. Ilorin is Yoruba, it's not Yoruba land, it's Hausa. And the person will now come to a Yoruba forum and say, yes, I'm Yoruba, you cannot send me away. Now, why won't you send such person away? Why would you send such person away? A Yoruba man comes to a Yoruba platform and tell you there's nothing wrong in we giving two local governments in Yoruba land to Fulanis to settle now. Won't you cost that person, Mr. Agbola? Are you telling us to become with those such people? Are you telling us to come with such people? So we cannot become with insane people. It's not going to work. When Fulani people kill Yorubas in Igangan, some people will not open rooms. No, they are not concerned. When Fulani people kill people in Benue, they will never open room. When Fulani people kill people in Ebonyi, they will never open rooms. They are Southerners, so they are Yorubas. You see their tie, like the tie of people that are doing 419. But they say Sunday Igboho is arrested. The people coming, Sunday Igboho was arrested today. For arrested today. What do you have to say about it? You understand? This is what we're talking about. These people will destroy us. They've been doing it since 1960. Since the day they've been doing it. And they will continue to do it. And they'll tell you, it's not bad if all of us disagree now. Don't say because we have contrary opinions, you are calling us sellout. You don't call us sellouts. Don't call us sellout for supporting Wuga. Does that make sense? We will call you a bastard to your face. We will call you out. Political correctness is dead. If we don't see that we are under threat as a people, then we have a problem. You don't need to join us. You don't need to join our group. You don't need to join our organization. You don't need to do anything. But when they give you guns to go and kill Yoruba protesters, don't go. When they give you money to sell out your people, don't do it. When they give you list, employ 500 people for Yoruba people. Don't sell out the list for 1 million and go and give other ethnic nationalities. And you come here and say we shouldn't curse you. We will. We will curse you in the name of Olodumare Atileife. We will do it. Because that's what you deserve. And don't go to a public forum where you have 10,000, 1,000, 2,000 people, and you now go there, you become the devil's advocate. And you start saying, you see, it's not good the way we are saying Fulanis. You see, we have to be very fair. We have to be very calm. They are very good Fulanis. My former ex-girlfriend I had in GSS3 was Fulani, and she was nice.
Ah.
That is not what we are discussing. We are discussing about how your people will survive. How farmers will be able to go to farm in Ogbomoso. Do you see the cost of food? When these killings were going on, people said food we soon get. Do you know many people cannot feed? Do you know many people are talking about life and death situation? It is called the feudalization of people. It is called the weaponization of poverty. When you weaponize poverty, when you destroy feudalized people, you destroy their minds. And they can be easily conquered. That is why they hate the diaspora. This is where the money is coming from. Do you think if the Hausa have a diaspora power, do you think there will be poverty in the north like that? More than $25 billion from the diaspora enters Nigeria. And who are the diaspora? Southerners and few middle Southerners majorly, 90% of the time. Go and look at majority of the big houses, big infrastructures being built in Yoruba land, in Igbo land. Most of 70% of the time is people from the diaspora. You have people doing fine at least, another 10%, and the 20% people that are looting from the treasury. Looting. That's why they hate the diaspora. Do you know the many bills people hear on this platform every month to sustain their immediate and extended family back home? Like salary. Imagine that money does not come in. They will be worse than Almajiris. Because you need to survive. Firstly, they took away the regions. They took away the oil blocks. They took away the regional police. They took away the regional constitution. They took away the seaports. They took away the tax. They unified the civil service. They took away the Lagos Stock Exchange, turned the Nigeria Stock Exchange. They took away the WNTV. They took away the Western House. They turned it to London House in Abuja. The Arch House in Saudi Arabia. They turned it to Nigeria House. They took away the cocoa. They took away everything, one after the other. One after the other. One after the other. Wale Soyinka created the Federal Road Safety. The federal government took it over. Everything. They took it over. Everything was taken away from us. And when they come, they tell you one Nigeria to perpetrate evil. What is one in Nigeria? What is one there? One what? What do I have in common with the Fulani oligarchy? What do I have in common with the Kanuri? Nothing. Nothing. Why are you forcing me to? Why? There's nothing wrong. We've not seen it. What's so nostalgic about this nonsense? And immediately, you only shout one Nigeria when I'm destroying my people. Ken Saro-Wiwa did more than that. shouting one Nigeria, did all sort of things. He was part of those who took away Igbo properties in Port Harcourt. Ken Saro-Wiwa, he was hanged, and they pour acid on his body so that his body will never be cut. It was a Fulani that orchestrated it. Buhari was in that cabinet. And this was what led to the Niger Delta picking up arms. The Niger Delta had to kill, had to maim, had to destroy, had to loot, had to bring anarchy before they could get Niger Delta ministry. Before they could get Niger Delta ministry. Before they could get NSCDC. Somebody say, what about corruption? What's your business in how they loot? Is it not their resources? Let them loot. Are you the one getting the chronic lung cancer by the oil spillage in their river? What's your business with what they do with their resources? So the Apachas, the Indimins, the Dangotes, that are 83% of the oil blocks in the south is owned by the Fulanis. It's owned by the Fulani Kanuri Alliance. How do you think they will allow one Nigeria to go? Give them Arewa Republic. They will never rule Arewa Republic more than one. In fact, we are the ones that are even trying to moderate their insanity. Somebody say I shouldn't call it out. I will. How can you be in the 21st century and 10 million people will be wandering your streets, picking food from the table? People from the age of 5, boys from the age of 5 to 15, and bandits are killing them, and you want me to show empathy? They've not seen anything, they just started. So I think I'm going to use the mic and allow Birin Akonshi and Bami to take over. So I think I just tried as much as possible. Look, when you want to look at this matter holistically, you have to be mad, very, very mad, before you can be pushed to do something. Thomas Sankara said something. It was the madman of yesterday, madmen of yesterday, that bring the revolutionary changes of today. You have to be mad. If you are still speaking, so they put knife on your neck, and you are saying, Mr. Man, are you the mic?
Thank you so much.
No more fail.
Hello, thank you so much. I know that Mr. Ilara wants to say something. Because of people talking about 2023, let me just play this short clip for you.
Will present a candidate that will balance our 4 years before we go into rotation. But we are not asking for, like you call it, third time. No, we are not asking for third time. Nobody asks for third time. We will never ask for third time. We are democratic. We believe in democracy, and we are practicing democracy. That was why we said politics is a game of number, and we know we have the numbers. We are 120 million population from the north, then the Fulanis have 40 million in population. And if you put that together, that will give you 160 million. And you can, out of the approximately 210 million as in being envisaged, the population of Nigeria, when you take 160 million out of 210 million, what is the balance? About 70 million. I cannot see how 160 million I can't see how 70 million will beat 160 million. So we are ready for it. We believe in democracy. We are democratic in nature. We know politics is a game of number. We know politics, leadership is by ballot box. Leadership is by PVC. Leadership is by election. And that was why we are calling our people to come out en masse and get their PVCs. The 120 million northerners to get their PVC. The 40 million Fulanis to get their PVC. Put together 160 million. We will elect another president by 29th of May. By February next 2023, we should be going into election to elect a fresh northern president that will balance the remaining 4 years that North has. The Northern Consensus Movement has come.
So, there you go. Let's go get PVC. It's gonna be APC, PDP. Tinubu is our man. You're joking. Mr. Ilara, please take 1 minute.
Oh, all right. Good evening, good morning, everywhere, wherever you may be. Let me just quickly say thank you, Are Kurumi, for everything you have shared. Every time, every moment, every hour you speak, you sensitize us more and you give us reasons and hope to believe that Yoruba nation is actually possible. Ìgbà tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tẹ́nìkan béèrè wípé UK, Brexit and all those stuff. I didn't know when I wanted to come to UK in 2017. People have been talking about Brexit, but Emi Otie really bothered me enough because I was not really willing to leave Nigeria. Although my wife was putting a lot of pressure on me, but no, we just have to leave the way things are. Now that we have the resources, let us leave. And so I wasn't really keen about whatever Brexit they are talking about. Lo and behold, 2017, I moved and I got to UK, and the issue of Brexit now stayed on me. So, but I was worried that now they want to leave Brexit, UK want to leave EU and all those stuff. So people were saying that, oh, people in UK will suffer, British will suffer, and all those stuff. The fear of that, ìbẹ̀rù ọ̀rọ̀ táwọn èèyàn ń sọ, especially àwọn Naija tiwa tó jẹ́ EU tán ti wà ní UK, pé wọ́n máa suffer gan, kìnìún kan this and that. But I've said this thing several times. I just asked that guy, but boy, that guy used to be my landlord in those days. But okay, this Brexit, pé kí ló rí sí? Kò tiẹ̀ tí jẹ́ kí n sọ̀rọ̀ tán. Ó kàn náwó sí ọmọ ẹ̀ ọjọ́ ọmọ bíi ọmọ ọdún mẹ́ta lóbìnrin. Ó kàn náwó sí ọmọ yẹn ni. Ó ní, I have to protect the future of my daughter. Ṣẹ́rí language yẹn ó dẹ́rù bà mí tó jẹ́ pé I have to protect the future of my daughter. And the next thing tó sọ, only you see all this EU, they're just coming to take benefit. They're not adding anything. They're just here to collect our benefits. Now, kí ló bà èmi lẹ́rù ni pé ọmọ tó náwó sí yẹn kò dédé sọ fún ọmọ yẹn. Mo sure pé tó bá dé sí kan sọ fún ọmọ yẹn pé reason táwọn ṣe kúrò ni pé àwọn kan ń wá láti claim benefit so that àwọn láti protect yín làwọn ṣe vote. Mo á sọ fún wife mi, mo ní kò ní dúró lórí ibẹ̀ yẹn nìkan. Tó bá yá, they might begin to see other immigrants tó jẹ́ other tí kò ń ṣe EU pé these people are also coming to push us aside, to turn us to a second class citizen and all those stuff. Àtìgbà yẹn ni mo ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ìrọ́kàn mi pé running away from Nigeria may not be the solution. Might not be 10 years, might not be 20 years. Then I made up my mind pé I think the issue of pé Yoruba nation must stand. Ara nǹkan gan tó fi jẹ mí lógún nìyẹn pé kó tó dìgbà tí ọmọ àlè ìlú yẹn tí yóò tí ì dàgbà tó máa dàgbà tá a sọ pé ẹ̀yin dúdú wọn ẹ̀gẹ́ padà sílùú yín. Ó bẹ́ẹ̀ ta ká wọn náà ká gbárùkù ti orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá o. More reason nìyẹn tèmi ṣe ń sọ. So when ìgbà tí Ààrẹ Kúrúnmí ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan tó wá ń sọ pé the statistics wọ́n sọ pé the people of EU are coming to take benefit and all those stuff. That was, and I said, okay, what that guy said, because I didn't even bother to go and make research. Why did they want to leave Brexit? But another thing that people yẹn ṣe ni pé ṣe nígbà tó fẹ́ vote, gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ EU tí wọ́n ti ní British or whatever, they didn't allow them to vote. They make sure that it is only the British that vote. Otherwise, number allow EU that vote to take one out, they won't get it. So I just want to employ mo fẹ́ rọ ẹni gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tó wà lórí platform yìí. If you are still sitting on the fence, Yoruba nation, please, I'm begging you. Kò ń ṣe torí èní, but torí àwọn ọmọ tá a ti bí sílẹ̀ àti generation tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn ni. I want to beg everybody, please, let's do all we can do to support this actualization of this Yoruba nation. It is possible without going to war, without going to anything. Many people are being sensitized. And lastly, please, if you have not called your people in Nigeria, láti lọ sign this vote, láti vote lórí Nina's website. Please, let's call our people in Nigeria so that they too can vote. It is important. Another thing, one of our brothers on this platform, I think Ebi Folorunsho, has a website. No, this cartoon for Yoruba. I used to play for my children when they like a gun. But many people on this platform have not even gone there to subscribe to that brother's something. It's part of the Yoruba, whatever. It will be of help to so many of our children in diaspora. And God will help us. Thank you. Eshe.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ilara. Thank you all for coming this evening. This is Yoruba Nation Room. If you're joining us for the first time, kindly click on that green house icon so that you can be notified anytime we have some educative session. The room is formed primarily to promote Yoruba culture and Yoruba self-determination, mainly promotion of Yoruba nation. That means getting Yoruba nation out of the contraption called Nigeria. So I think at this time we are open to taking questions. If you have any question, please flash your mic.
Obìnrin, please speak louder.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So, like I said, we are open to taking questions now. If you have any question, please flash your mic. We're going to go in PTR order. So, or let's just go and call everybody to speak up, to encourage them to speak up. Mr. Bami, can you please do that? I have to take this call.
All right, thank you so much. I've also opened the hand raising functionality. So if you're in the audience and you'd like to make any contributions or you've got questions, please raise your hand and we're going to bring you up to come speak to us. And if you're already on the stage, you've got contributions and you have comments or questions, please flash your mics. We're going to start from up to bottom. Please flash your mic. Flash your mic.
Mr. Bami, before people started asking questions, Joe, maybe in the next 20 minutes, let us close the hand raising section because people that did not listen to our economy will come in and they will start raising all manner of stupid questions. I'm sorry to use that language. Let those people that listened and heard our economy raise up their hand to ask questions. If they won't raise up their hand now, many people will be joining us later and they'll be asking all manner of questions that will just be causing the issue. Please, I think we should consider that. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So hand raising is not working intentionally, just because of what my brother Ayilara just said now. My brother Lumide, I can see you're flashing. Please go ahead.
Good evening. Monkey Boboleo. Ekale. I'm based in Nigeria, and this is where I live. This is where I do business, and this is where my whole family is. And the reason why, even despite Bobonkoton Shell in Nigeria, everything that is happening in Nigeria, I decided that I wasn't going to leave Nigeria for anything. I'm going to stay here, and whatever is going to become of Nigeria, I will be on ground to witness it. It doesn't make me morally superior than other people who have left Nigeria to seek greener pastures elsewhere. Everybody has his own perspective or perception, and everybody has his own journey that he will undertake. But the main goal is important: the self-determination of our race, our culture, our tradition. So wherever you are, whether you are at home or you are abroad, the vision remains the same. Mokofe, I just want to contribute a little thing. In my discussions with other Yoruba people who are in Nigeria about the Yoruba nation, I realized that there are quite a number of people, and I think they're in the majority, people who don't identify with the vision of the Yoruba self-determination movement. Majority of Yoruba people are in that category. They don't identify with it publicly. And within this majority, there are two groups. Those, or let me say there are three groups. Those who are sitting on the fence, they are weighing their options. And those who identify with it in their heart, but by the virtue of the position or the economic implications of identifying with it publicly, will not identify with it openly. And then the third category, those who don't see anything significant in the movement. My focus is on the first two groups, those who are sitting on the fence and those who won't identify with it publicly, but they identify with it in their heart. Sherry, these two groups of people, that is why sometimes when I talk, it's not that I'm pro Nigeria. All of us can see what is happening in Nigeria. And for somebody who is very objective, you could see that things are not equitable, are not equitable any longer in Nigeria, and there is no sense of fairness anymore in Nigeria. They tell us that Nigeria's unity cannot be negotiated. That is what is written on paper. But the reality today is that there is no unity in Nigeria. That unity is dead. We are trying to pop up a documentation of unity, but the spirit of unity has left this nation. So if we are talking about the Constitution, the spirit of the Constitution is dead. So whatever we are talking about and we are referring to the Constitution, we should understand the fact that those who are in power, for reasons best known to them, daily, by their actions and inactions, have killed the spirit of the Constitution, thereby killing the spirit of unity, of oneness in this country. And that is why we are all agitating. So, and I've spoken with a lot of Yoruba people who are occupying positions. And I know by the virtue of their positions, they dare not say they are pro-Yoruba. And I understand why. Because they're in a position whereby they are easy targets. I won't tell them to identify publicly with Yoruba Nation to their detriment. I won't. But the most important thing, and I will adhere to the instruction my own father gave me, when I was asking him, what is a roadmap for the Yoruba Nation? He said, stop asking for the roadmap. Be prepared and teach your children the history of the Yoruba race. If we look at any race today in the world that has survived discrimination, that has survived genocide, and that has redefined itself, they've learned the art of being prepared at all times, and they've learned the art of transferring the true identity of their race to the next generation. I think that is a mistake the generation before us made. They thought they were introducing civilization to us, but in the process of introducing civilization to us, they killed our identity. So we now have adults who are from the Yoruba race who lack identity. Just this afternoon, I was on Facebook, and there's a particular young man who normally comes to this room who posted something about bride price, and I was trying to educate him about the fundamentals and significance of bride price within the Yoruba culture context. And what he was even sharing, I just had to, I didn't know whether to block him or. But you see, that's the problem. But by the time I realized who he was, I found out that most of the things I was saying, it was obvious that somewhere along the line, he's bearing a Yoruba name, but he has lost his identity. I have a brother who is based in the UK. He has been in the UK for over 20 years. And he came home 2 years ago, and we were talking. And he told me that one of the regrets he has living in the UK was the fact that when he started raising his children in the UK, he didn't imbibe the Yoruba culture to them early enough before they left the house. That is one of the main regrets he has, because his children have no real identity of who they are as a people. So please, if we have people among us who are sitting on the fence and who will not come out to identify with this self-determination movement, we don't need to castigate them. We should just tell them to prepare themselves, and most especially teach their children. If they won't prepare themselves at all, teach their children the history of the Yoruba race. My name is Olumide and I'm done speaking. Eshe.
Thank you so much. Who else was flashing? Dari, did you flashed? Oh, okay. I'll call my brother Fulusho, then I'll come back to my brother Bola.
Yeah. Many thanks, my Egmont, and thank you.
We are coming.
Okay.
PTR. Just hold on, please. I'll come back to you.
And many thanks to Are Kuromi. They will say, Logun Ofel, Eshe, Adupe. That was a good submission. I had to rush out in between to rush to bail out about two people from the police net not too far from me. So I had to switch off my phone. I didn't know that they have a rule now that you can't take a phone inside the police post. Anyway, this discussion is eternal. Whatever we've been hearing, whatever we have been saying, it's eternal. It's even wrong for 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 anybody to come up and say, okay, I want Nigeria. Are you saying under one Nigeria, I should not preserve my identity, my culture, my language, my ideology? Is that one Nigeria? One Nigeria that some elements kept their homes and they are using it to the last breath. I think over here or here, I mean, or maybe here and there, we have heard about the Polaco Code. We have our attitude, our nature, or our ideology, the way we behave is in the Omoluabi. Now, the discussion had now started since yesterday. I think it was the gentleman that buried his mom in the east, Obi Kubana, and how people flooded into the place to show him love. And they were spending money, which is also part of our culture. And the way they were doing it, everybody said, who is this man? Some people said the child had helped so many people. Young chap, but he knows how to pull people up. If you are Igbo, he knows how to pull you up. If you say you are from Anambra, he already know how to handle you. Every one of them went back to honor him. In the part of Yoruba, like we have said in in another in this group, I think we have spoken about it once. You'll be in position to even employ. You will say, "Oh, we need this qualification. You are not qualified." Have you gone to NNPC? Have you gone to the ministry? Are those people qualified? We have gone to schools, masters, BSc. Go to the ministry and ask those Fulani and ask them what they have. It's a shame. Shame. Like Game of Thrones when they were doing the shame. They should be using agogo to be doing shame on people. We are not ready to help ourselves. Look at how Igbos, how they are doing how they are training their home, learning trade, serving the under whatever, and they will set themselves up. What have we done? So a lot needs to be a lot. I'm not saying I'm apologies to the people with one Nigeria, but even though that is a scam on its own, because I will tell you for free, if you have an house help, and the house help is in the house, and the house help wants to take over your house, will you accept it? While you have your home kids, is it going to be possible? We have opened our doors to the wrong people. But it's not only that we open to the wrong people, that the wrong people even want to forcefully take it. It's not going to be possible. You are not going to open your eyes and allow it. I was listening to Adegbite. If for people of my age who grew up in Ibadan those days, you will know Yonjo Adegbite was speaking the same impeccable English to say, you people is the people that is the diaspora that were causing all this whatever. This Nigeria is going to be one Nigeria. I was highly disappointed. I didn't know that. I didn't know that we have even older people who have lost their senses. What you have at the moment, it calls for is like, oh, retreat back to the base, and let us reason together. I think it was Ola that was hosting another room, and then they were talking about the proverb. A lot of people do not know any of our way. And yet, they are singing one Nigeria. Yoruba is going into extinction. Their language is going. Their idea is going. Oh Lord, I don't know where, when, and how we would. This is one that they will say Yoruba Ronu. It has gone beyond Ronu. Yorùbá tó wá ní ọmọ ẹ má parẹ́ ẹ má parẹ́ ẹ nígbà tó bá yá ọmọ ẹ má pa mí ọmọ ẹ má pa mí ọmọ ẹ má kà pé tó bá yá parẹ́ ẹ ní. It is becoming that we need to think. We need to think faster. Whatever we have to do, whatever we have to, what will make us to be strong. If we said, okay, only a few Yoruba, I was in a discussion earlier today, and someone said, Shebi is just 5 or 6 states. I said, who said that to you? Who said we don't hold Kogi? Abi, you are the open. What is open? Bele. What is Abi Ekiti Kogi Ekiti? Are they not Yoruba?
Ajaokuta.
And even Obajana. Thank you. Ajaokuta, the word what is Ajaokuta? Is it the north? Abi Obajana, is it the north? Oṣorúkọ wa ni. We own all of it. We own everywhere that we say we own. Like they said, Ogbomosho, thank God, I have Ogbomosho blood. If you see the Mongo in Ogbomosho, you will be like, you won't want to hit any other Mongo. If you see the cashew in Ogbomosho, if you see the share nut, in a recent time, I'm doing my own whatever to put my stuff, my house back in the order so that I can come back and be exporting. And one of the places that we will come up is still within our Yoruba state. I'm surprised. If you go around, you will travel from here to within Oyo, just from Lagos to Shaki alone, you almost do 6 hours, even from Ibadan. So it's not that we have the land. Another one of when they said this boycott beef, whatever, I just remember that I have a friend from Ibadan who had hectares rearing ram and cow, even though the Fulani herdsmen had gone there. They tried everything, but because the place was fully well fenced, they tried everything, they could not. They tried to break, they could not. We have a problem. The earlier we understand this thing, the earlier the better for us. Some people will come here and go into other room and be saying jargons and be saying, I'm a Yoruba, but I believe in one Nigeria. You sold your you sold your soul to the devil. Who says the devil? You sold it to the devil to the point that now. I read
Mr.
another thing that yes, I'm rounding up.
Please wrap up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I read in a place when they said the CPC agreement says that they will hand over to Tinubu. This last one that Ogabami played now, hasn't that proven them wrong that it is not possible? There will be power tussle in this next election. So it's not next election that we're looking at. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at putting my house in order. Ilé la ti ń kẹ́ṣọ̀ọ́ ròde, ẹ ti ẹ̀ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ kóra wa jọ ná, ká lè mọ what to do. I use my mind.
Thank you so much. So right now, I'm sorry, but we need to change the style. Let's do 2 minutes for our questions and contributions so we can manage our time better. Thank you. Okay. My brother Dari, please go ahead. 2 minutes.
No, mo rò pé mi máa sọ̀rọ̀ ni.
After Mr. Dari, then it will be your turn.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. It's really been very informative things that have been shared here. I really thank Are for the information that they shared. My own contribution today is like for most Yorubas that have been very politically correct. We feel like okay, maybe our education we can stay on the fence and then try to support our enemies, not knowing that we are indirectly killing ourselves. The group that some Fulani folks created, I was in their group some days ago. So these are not just regular Fulani people. They are very educated Fulani guys. And in the room, they were just defending all the atrocities that they are. These are not just Nigerian Fulanis. They were Fulanis from Senegal, Fulanis from Mali. Some are even in Western countries. And they are really sounding very educated and enlightened. But they are still so, their sole allegiance is to their Fulani and their goal of conquering West Africa. Exactly. So, like, if we try to ask them, okay, why are they doing this? Why is that? They will tell us that they will just try and change everything to the tune that they will always support their own. Even if you tell them that Fulani killed 5,000 people today, they will tell you that there is a reason why it happened and all that. And I keep wondering that maybe we should be sending, maybe people that will come to this group and they will start telling us that we should take it easy and all that. Maybe we should start sending them to such groups so that they will go there and hear what people they are supporting, what their own idea is. And secondly, as Yoruba preservation, because I believe that we Yorubas, we've been so sold out to one Nigeria that our identity have been awashed, and a lot of Yorubas, they are what I'm trying to say is that we Yorubas, we really need to start supporting ourselves in a lot of ways. So that's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was so right on time.
Mr. Bami, can I go before the next person?
Name of that group.
Mr. Bami, I'll go
Can I
next.
go on?
Hold
Mr.
on,
Bola,
Mr.
please
Bola.
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eshe, thank you, everyone. Eshe. I'll try and clarify myself again so everybody would understand where I'm coming from. Though àwọn kankan wà tẹ́ pé mo ò rí fẹ́ lámọ́lẹ̀ tán because àmọ́ àwọn tó wà níbí báyìí. What I'm trying to say ni pé yes, àmọ́ pé nǹkan ti bàjẹ́, but tá a bá máa lọ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣe lọ́rọ̀ pé à ń múlé gbóná in the sense that nǹkan tí mo ṣe sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lélẹ́yìí pé a lè rí àwọn ẹni tá a máa lò láàárín wọn tó máa dàárín wọn rú tó máa fi benefit wa. But ibi tá a bá ti ń kọ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń gbé gbogbo ẹ̀ gbóná ẹ mọ̀ àgbà míì ó yẹ ká fi àwọn nǹkan míì síkùn ká mọ nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ṣe bọ̀ ká pọ̀ máa wò. Ká má jẹ́ kí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ kó máa jẹ́ pé àwọn eléyìí bíbẹ́ lórí lọ́kàn máa bẹ́ wa lórí. Even gan tó bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé a fẹ́ bẹ́ wọn lórí ni kò ṣe pé àkọ́ máa fò síta máa sọ àbẹ́ wọn lórí. Àti 20 years ago ni mo ti ń kọ blogs tí mo ti mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà máa bàjẹ́. Kò ń ṣe èní. But ó ní àwọn nǹkan tí mo tún wá ń rí láàárín wa. Ẹ worú ọ̀rọ̀ Sunday Igboho.
ìgbà tí Sunday Igboho jáde ó ní arákùnrin Délé
Paturoti.
Fáṣọrántì lọ́ọ̀yà ní ṣá máa náà lọ sórí Arise ó lọ sọ pé báwo ni Ìgbòho ṣe máa sọ̀rọ̀ fóun mo rò pé Yorùbá leader kankan lẹ́niwẹ̀ dìde bọ̀ mo ní láti tákù máa náà pé kí lẹ mí pé Ìgbòho ṣe máa sọ̀rọ̀ fún yín yes Ìgbòho ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ fún yín but ó lè sọ̀rọ̀ fárẹ̀ ṣebí òun náà ó ń feel pain now ìgbà tí ò ń ṣe pé kò feel pain kò ṣe gbogbo problem tó ń go on kò affect ẹ ni ẹ wá ní kò lè sọ̀rọ̀ fún yín bọ̀ ṣé kò lè sọ̀rọ̀ fárẹ̀ ẹ ni ó lè sọ̀rọ̀ fárẹ̀ ẹ now man náà mo respect man náà o because there are a lot of things tí mo ti learn lára man náà
Tó ní dàda báyà bí.
ó ti gain sin
Dele
ó ti gain sin
He's
Farotimi
an elitist. He's an elitist.
please
Sabotua ni olè ní ó ń gbowó
Hello,
lọ́wọ́ àwọn
guys.
olóṣèlú.
irọ́ ẹ má jà sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ irọ́
Please, guys, please, one mic at a time. I
yeah
beg you. Please. Mr. Bola, you have just
okay
20 seconds to
all right
go.
but
Please.
nǹkan tí mi try láti sọ sí ni pé àti àwọn tó wà nínú ilé o àtàwọn tó wà ń ta o a lè ṣe kíní tó ti jẹ́ pé nǹkan tó máa gbà wá ní 40 years a lè ṣe within 4 months ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lèmi ń sọ tó bá dẹ̀ jọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ 2023 ó ní nǹkan èèyàn kan sàn kan lẹ́lẹ́ àti mo fẹ́ bring up náà but màá fi yẹn lẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ 2023 nǹkan tèmi ṣe insist ni pé ẹ má lọ gba PVC gbogbo àwọn tẹ bá mọ̀ ẹ sọ fún wọn kó má gba PVC
Thank you so much.
election yẹn ò gbọ́dọ̀ hold
Thank you so
ẹ ṣé
much.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mr.
Ejo
Bayo,
Timot.
let me say something after your turn.
All right. Please. I can see that Mr. Abdul is also flashing his mic. I'm going PTR style. Please let me know when you want to talk before I pass you over. Please.
Can I talk?
Wait. Well, I'm still coming to you. Oh God. Miss Ayilara, I can see you are still flashing. We've gone past you. Miss Linda, you're flashing. We've gone past you too. Obirin, please speak, and I think I'll just leave it to you for a minute.
ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè mà o.
Ṣé ẹ gbọ́ mi báyìí?
Yes, we can hear you.
Ẹ má bínú headphone mi ni ò ṣe dáadáa. Ṣé nǹkan tèmi tẹ̀ fẹ́ point out ni pé níbi fídíò tí Mr. Bami play yẹn mi ò gbọ́ tán torí mú láti lọ gbé fóònù kọ̀ọ̀kan but fídíò yẹn ìgbà tí a gbọ́ lánàá ọkùnrin yẹn sọ pé lẹ́yìn tí àwọn bá ṣe ọdún 4 táwọn fẹ́ ṣe tán wípé àwọn á wá mú ẹni tó bá jẹ́ Nàìjíríà ṣòye yín èmi rò pé ó wà interesting because ó sọ pé àwọn ò ní mú just anybody o àwọn á mú ẹni tó bá jẹ́ Nàìjíríà but nígbà tó máa describe ara tiwọn kò describe ara wọn bíi Nàìjíríà o ó sọ orúkọ ẹ̀yà wọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ ni kò sọ pé bóyá Nàìjíríà làwọn so ó ní táwọn bá ti ṣe yẹn táwọn á mú ẹni tó jẹ́ Nàìjíríà torí wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé ẹni táyì bá ti pè ní Nàìjíríà ìyẹn dúró fún bíi àwọn bíi bàbá Ọbásanjọ́ àwọn Nàìjíríà nìyẹn àwọn ò rẹpísẹ́ǹtì ìlọsíwájú ọmọ Odùduwà wọ́n wà fún ìlọsíwájú Nàìjíríà ni a dẹ̀ ti mọ àwọn tó rí lè jẹ́ Nàìjíríà gangan èmi mo kàn fẹ́ pọ́ìntì yẹn jáde anyway ọ̀rọ̀ pọ̀ but kò tẹ ìgbà míì kò nídìí kí wọ́n máa sọ gbogbo nǹkan ṣe rí àwọn Yorùbá wa tó máa ń lọ ń dọ̀bálẹ̀ ní tèmi wọ́n máa ń lọ ń dọ̀bálẹ̀ ni tó bá wá sínú yàrá yìí wọ́n á bú wa tó bá ti wá bú wa tán bá wa jà wọ́n á lọ sínú yàrá àwọn yẹn wọ́n á wá tún lọ dọ̀bálẹ̀ at least mo ti rí bí 2-3 nu wọn tó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ó jà mí lẹ́nu gan ni wọ́n máa lọ sínú yàrá àtàwọn yẹn wọ́n á tún lọ tọrọ àforíjì tí mo bá parọ́ mọ́ wọn Ọlọ́run rí mi wọ́n á tọrọ pé àwọn tiẹ̀ apologize pé àwọn wá láti ẹ̀ ti wá sọ̀rọ̀ níbí àbáwọn tiẹ̀ láti ẹ̀ ti engage wa so mi ò mọ nǹkan tó ń fà táwọn èèyàn fi ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ bí owó náà fún wọn mi ò mọ̀ because kò tiẹ̀ yé mi gan honestly bí àwọn ní mad cow disease or whatever I don't know ó bad anyway ẹ kí n máa wọ́n tó ẹ máa ní sáyé lára ẹ̀yìn ẹ lọ tẹ bá lọ tán ni arábìnrin Linda máa lọ ó yá
ẹ máa ẹjọ́ ń
30
tọrọ
minutes.
ọlọ́run a fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹjọ́ ń
Ẹ
tọrọ
máa
ọlọ́run.
sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ má bínú, màá máa ṣe ní PTR ní ẹjọ́. Mr. Ilara, ẹ sọ̀rọ̀.
All right, the only thing tí mo kàn fẹ́ sọ ni pé mo gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tí Mr. Gbọ́lá sọ, and but notwithstanding, we will keep, because gbogbo nǹkan tí Ààrẹ Kúrúnmí sọ ní alẹ́ yìí, to me, is a means of sensitizing and opening people's eyes to the area where, people's attentions are not towards. So, to me, it's a means of, I know there will be one or two people on this platform, lálẹ́ tó jẹ́ wípé automatically open mind one to the fact that there is need for us to support this Yoruba nation. And at the same time, we need to emphasize the fact that there's nothing we are doing that suggests that we want to live violently or we're trying to incite people. No. Intellectually, people that knows the history will keep bringing them forward in a way that one after the other will keep, exposing the activities of these Fulanis in the so-called one Nigeria, and to be able to open the minds of the Yorubas more and more, so that at the end of the day, everybody that may probably sit on the fence or have not seen reason in fighting for this Yoruba nation would eventually join us. I want to say that, although I will still discuss this later, I think there's need for us to take some of the things we're sharing here to Facebook, to be able to, we have more people on Facebook platform that will listen to some of this vital information. And I'm telling you, by so doing, we will be spreading the tentacles to other Yorubas, so that at the end of the day, we will be increasing in number. And I guarantee you, a time will come to get where majority of the Yorubas will be speaking with one voice towards this matter. As regards 2023 election, I support what Harekoromi said. And to official election, but whatever you are doing, make sure you are supporting Yoruba nation. Personally, I have never encouraged all the people to encourage the only thing I'm preaching now is Yoruba nation. So I will also say once again, if you have not voted through Nina's website, tẹ́ bá wà ní Nàìjíríà, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ bá wa lọ ṣe, ẹ dẹ̀ sọ fún àwọn èèyàn yín tó bá wà ní Nàìjíríà. Let's call people to go and vote. It is very important. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Linda, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you. First of all, great job. This room is very impactful. I've learnt so much today. So, I was born in London. My dad is actually in the audience. I invited him to listen. Um, so one of the things I want to say is being a Yoruba, having been born in London, you feel like you don't fit in because especially in my educational system, it was very white. So people didn't really understand, my culture. But my dad did a great job in educating me so that I am proud of who I am and my Yoruba background. He told me that when I was very young, in nursery school, I think around age 5, I actually stopped answering to the name Linda. I would only answer to Fumi. So, growing up in primary and secondary school, up until university, everyone had to learn to call me Fumi. He also told me that when I was very young, that that instead of people, all my friends were dancing to MC Hammer and all of these other artists, I was dancing to Colinton, King Sunny Ade, and all of these, Yoruba artists. It just what it told me is that how important it is to have your own culture, your own identity, and is something that it really touches my soul. So my dad has taken me to his hometown many times, Awe in Oyo State. And my family, he told me my family are drummers. So every time we go to Awe, I listen to the drums. I really immerse myself in the culture, and I love it. So when obviously I heard about the Ngogo attacks and all of these things, it was very sad to hear. And these are the types of things that have made me realize that, you know, I have to be closer to my culture. And it just shows me how important it is to be proud of your heritage and your background. And, one of the things I'm trying to do is, to learn to speak Yoruba. And I believe you guys have a room on that. So I'll be making sure I join that room. But I guess, the main thing is, I just want to say thank you, because I'm really learning so much, from this Yoruba nation. And yeah, I just want to learn more, and I want to invite my friends, family members to join and learn and embrace Yoruba. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Linda. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully, you'll be able to improve your Yoruba as well as you continue to join. Okay, can I have people flash their mic, please?
I'm next, I beg ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run mo fẹ́ sùn mo fẹ́ sùn ẹ mọ̀ pé
Okay,
US
okay.
lẹ́ wà.
That's true. That's true. Okay, Olamide, you have 5 minutes, because I know 2 minutes is not enough for you. Okay, go on.
Yeah. It is it's very important that every letter, every word of Are must be taken serious. I did study sociology, science of the society, and at the time I got to know a lot about identity. It is a very important thing. You see, if I'm to be given one wish, just one wish, and I'm being and I'm placed the gun on my head that give one wish, that after that wish we are blowing your head off. You know what? What I'll just give is the wish would be of two: a Yoruba University of Languages in Kogi State and one in Kwara State. Our people, they've lost their identity. You see, the statement someone made mention here, I actually wanted to say the other time that the mistake of the previous generation was that whilst they were trying to indoctrinate us into civilization and everything, they didn't know, they ignorantly killed our identity, our heritage, and they started propagating the historical version. I mean, history of some other people, history of people that came to steal their resources, people that came to subjugate them, and in what face? Religion. I must be sincere. This is not an attack on a Christian or a Muslim. I came from a Muslim home, so I mean that's not an issue. Rather than them teaching them while they are trying to give them that civilization, rather than teaching them our cultural identity, our value system, our language, they rather give them Bible. They rather give them Quran. So that is why sometimes I always feel pity when there are religious conversation, particularly from the Christian and Muslim side. You will see a Yoruba person defending, trying to justify what was written in the Bible. And I shake my head. How I wish these people, they knew the history of Yoruba people like this. How I wish. Those things they do, it is not like, they are just ignorant. I'm sorry. This is not an attack on on people of faith. I am very sorry. But these are the facts. This is why we are here today. This is why we are now finding a way out of our problem, of our issues. People will cite verse, chapter of Bible, chapter of Quran for you, and you will feel like, wow, but they cannot tell you one thing. You know why this pains me a lot? It pains me a lot because there were people that never even cared about Bible or Quran in some centuries ago that stood steadfast. They fought to defend the entire border of Yoruba people, and they did one. That is why today we will still have the name Ajaokuta. That is why today you will still have a name called like Jeba. You will still have a name like Share. I served in Share, the innermost part of Kwara State. I mean, very close to the river Niger, close to Jeba, and the Yoruba people. We should be very careful. This is not an attack on Hausa people. The Hausa people don't have a culture again. That is why they can do everything possible to protect the history of some other people from Saudi Arabia or whatever they come from. You have an identity to protect. You see, when people say Belgium, Switzerland, blah blah blah, see, I was in Belgium 3 weeks ago. The French they practice the socio-economic and political system of the French. The Dutch part, they practice that of the Netherlands, and I think they have some section of German too. Same thing with that southern to that southern northern part of Italy. Same as Switzerland. Same as Liechtenstein and Luxembourg. Arrest analysis about the Catalonians was right, because those people don't have other ethnic nationalities in another places. If they do, those people will help them push their agenda. It will be very easy for Yoruba people to have that, because we have people in Bahia, Brazil, we have people in Cuba, we have people in Haiti, we have people in Benin Republic, we have people in Togo, even Ghana. But we have a lot of, I'm sorry to say, educated illiterate. So that brings me back to people like Dele Farutimi, Shore, and so. I'm sorry, they're just fighting a battle of the battle they are fighting is infertility. I'm sorry to say,
1 minute,
because
my
you
brother.
cannot, because the truth is, a German will be a German, an Italian will be an Italian, and a Spanish will be a Spanish. And when I make mention of, I used to tell people that I want anybody to come and question me, that there is no country in this world today that has thrived economically, technologically, and politically, that they don't use their indigenous language as a means of educating their children. I was having a conversation with my friend from Bangladesh. He said he's Hindu or so. They used to usually teach them from 1 to 10. People will now start coming with America, New Zealand. Do you actually know the history of these people? America was a conquered territory. New Zealand was a conquered territory. Australia was a conquered territory. Canada was a conquered territory. The indigenous people there, they were exterminated. That is why they speak English there. If we are not careful, just this thing that happened to this girl Reno today, if we are not careful, let's just give it 100 years time. If there's a probability that our language goes into
Please stand
extinction,
up, my brother.
that's my last point. If there's a possibility that our language goes into extinction, Britain will come and recolonize us again. what we are fighting now is the psychological warfare. So it's not as if maybe everything about Yoruba nation has anything to do with political undertone or some people paid some people. No, it's a preservation of identity and your value as a people. I'll be proud to be called a Yoruba person wherever I go in the world. Nigeria, the project Nigeria is an attack on my identity. Thank you.
ẹ ṣé gan ni. Yorùbá ò lè parun, irọ́ ni wọ́n ń pa. Yorùbá ò lè parun. That's how the song, one song goes like that. Dele Farotimi is for restructuring, and Showore, we know what Showore is. I don't want to say more than that. So that's why our journey seems to be longer sometimes, because of people like that. So I'm going to go next on the PTR. Flash your mic if you want to speak. Olami, I already passed you. I'm sorry. Okay, let me go back. I'm going to go back, call Olami, then I'm going to come to Dabo. Who is that? Who? Did I miss somebody? Biola? Oh, you didn't
Yes.
talk. We passed you. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
talk.
okay. No problem. Okay.
Talk,
I
2
just
minutes.
actually want to say something like most of our Pan Africanism brothers and those are for restructuring. It is just unfortunate and it's sad because you only see this in the southwestern part of Nigeria, and it's unfortunate. I said something sometimes about Pan Africanism, like you that have not fed your family, you want to start feeding another person's family. How practicable is that? How does that actually shows that you love people outside more than your own family? It makes no sense to me as a person, but actually that is my own thinking. And I will say this: most of the people that are actually enjoying the benefit in Nigeria today, they are the people that don't even care about one Nigeria or not. They are just doing their thing. They don't care whether Nigeria is good, Nigeria is bad. They don't care. So I just pray and I hope and of the opinion that I should get to a point when our people will begin to see the truth. Because the truth is there. Yorùbá ní òtítọ́ dọ́jà ó dẹ̀ kùtà ó ṣe ní láàánú. Bọ́sì kan tó wá ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pé bí ó ṣe wá kùtà yẹn, wọ́n ní ẹni tó bára lé ẹni bá ń jẹ kòkòrò tó bá ń wí fún tí ò bá gbọ́ wúrúwúrú ẹ̀ kò ní jẹ́ kéèyàn sùn. Bọ́ọ̀rọ̀ ṣe wá ń rìn sí kíláà fẹ́ ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ wọn. I'll just employ each and every one of us to continue and try, because at times ó máa ń wà tiring tí n bá engage àwọn èèyàn kan. Èsì tó bá máa fún mi inú mi á dẹ̀ bàjẹ́ pé why táwọn èèyàn wá ṣe ń ronú be like a conquered person, and that is what Christianity actually taught us, to believe that you are, because if somebody slaps you wọ́n dẹ̀ ní kó kọ́ tòsí sí. Ó sure pé you don't even have a right to even start with. That's why you could not even fight for yourself in the first place. So it goes on and on and on and on like that. And when máa jẹ́ nǹkan tó máa ń bà mí nínú jẹ́ as a person, like báwo làwọn èèyàn wá tó fẹ́ gbọ́n. The handwritten is there. Pẹ̀lú nǹkan tí bọ̀bọ́ yẹn sọ, because the day I listened to that thing on Facebook, inú mi dẹ̀ bàjẹ́ pé why are people like this? Even our governors, kí mi yẹ ti àlà máa reply odidi governor. How sad is that? Odidi mi yẹ ti àlà. But ìgbà téèyàn ti yín olóyè Sunday Igboho tó máa sọ̀rọ̀, kí mi yẹ ti àlà máa come out with the communicate pé wọ́n lẹ́ni pé illiterate kan. And some of you don't even feel sad about it. Some of you don't feel as if you are being insulted. Ohun tí wọ́n bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ adití létí ọmọ ẹ̀, wọ́n fẹ́ kó gbọ́ ni. So when your race and your generation is being insulted like that, ẹ dẹ̀ ṣì káwọ́ gbéra, ẹ dẹ̀ ṣì ń wòran. The whole southern governors, 17 of them, wọ́n dẹ̀ dìde, they issue out a communique. Kí ló dé máa ṣẹlẹ̀? And these people have the effrontery, the nerve, the audacity láti wá kó máa even our governors won't tẹ̀ wá sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ ń sìn. And that is part of the struggle. Tá à ń sọ wípé they've reduced us to nothing, and we've actually assumed that position as a conquered person. Níbi tí Ìyẹtí Àlàmá máa jáde, my reply governor. And these are the people that I wonder if they even go beyond what is it called, secondary school or the likes, or probably they were able to speak one or two in English. That's why I'm saying. And you kept mute, you kept quiet. And these are the people, the four person. So our got our jet and bo kilo ku. Wọ́n ní pé a ti sọnù kọ́nà má jẹ́ ká sọnù ní nǹkan tó kù. But I will just employ each and every one of us, especially those of us in diaspora. Ẹni tẹ́ bá máa fún lówó, ìyá mi gan mo sọ fún, ìyá mi máa ń tẹ̀lé politics ẹ̀ mo sọ fún, pé tẹ́ bá ti tẹ̀lé politician jáde, mo kàn yín níyà lọ́jọ́ yẹn, kọ́bọ̀ mi ẹ̀ rí mọ́. It was that day she stopped going with the politicians. And until we take this bold step and keep telling our people, like, it is high time you fight for your right, this thing will continue. So either on our Facebook, on our WhatsApp, in any little capacity, mo ti búùkù ọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn méjì mi ọ̀la tí mo máa wà off láti lè bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀. I'm not going to stop. I will try. So each and every one of us, ọjọ́ tá a bá ráyè, táyé ẹ bá yọ, èèyàn kan àbẹ́yàn méjì, let's engage them one on one, even without history. Nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ is enough to even get them angry. But because we've been conquered religiously, faith-wise, our spirituality has been taken away. So àtẹ̀wámọ̀ ìtókù inú ọ̀rọ̀ wa mọ́. So I just employ and I beg, like, in any little, ẹ má yẹ ká máa dúró dìgbà tí broad day kíní kan máa jáde àbí tí nǹkan máa issue àbí tá máa ṣe rally. Let's take it from the grassroots. Bó lẹ́ni tẹ́ ń fún ní $1 tẹ́lẹ̀, ọjọ́ tó bá ti lóhùn support Yorùbá nation, tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ ti bá sọ̀rọ̀ tó lóhùn ò gbọ́, like my own person, tí bá ti bá sọ gbélé tó bá ti lóògbọ́jú ẹ̀ lò rówó mi mọ́ because ọ̀tá mi ni ẹ́, and I can't continue to fund my enemy. Ẹ ṣe àdúpẹ́.
Ashe, thank you very much. That's ọ̀rọ̀ là ń sọ fọ́mọlúàbí tó bá dénú ẹ̀ àdòdìdì. Okay, àwọn èèyàn ti ń flash ó dáa ẹni tó kàn ní Dàpọ̀ ó yá.
Ṣé kò pọ̀ good
Má ṣe
evening.
statistic ń bí ìtòkọ́ lọ.
I mean, the one choice.
Ẹ jẹ́ kó
So
sọ
because
ọ́ oníṣirò ìròyìn gan ló dáa.
okay, because now that you have mentioned it, I'm now going to have to talk about numbers. You know, I'm an economist, so kò sí mo ṣe mi fẹ́ sọ, I always look at it from the economic perspective. Pé okay, tó o bá gbọ́ historical perspective, o gbọ́ natural perspective, o gbọ́ medical ṣé wàá ṣe àgbọ̀ economic, you shall one part of this seed will touch you, because I believe I'm an evangelist tonight. I want to thank Uncle Are for everything he has said. I really key into that story so much, and I'll tell you why very soon. But first of all, ẹ mọ̀ pé ó ní àwọn kan tí Nàìjíríà ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún. I know that the majority of people that know that Nigeria is not working. So if you're on Clubhouse and you're always wondering why these people are defending Nigeria so passionately, why they are going to the Fulanis to plead, why they are trying to... Nigeria is working for them, and you cannot blame them, because these people are... They are, how do I say, they are elitist. They are just baby demons. So Nigeria is working for them. If you are somebody that is virtually a nobody, yet you become a prince, Ongbaolo as a local government, Ongbaolo as a state government, Nigeria is working for you. Shoma feki you stop. You don't work, you don't contribute any value, yet but because you're a prince or something, you get money from government. You know, Nigeria is working for you. So to back anybody to bank complain, these people are not building roads, they are not doing hospitals, they are not funding the police. Oh, in fact, you go and scatter their midst. You will deny them, you will call them all sorts of names, you demonize them. More importantly, you try and make them unpopular, because Nigeria is working for you. That is the typical story of some of them. Some of them are politicians, some of them are, as far as I'm concerned, they are just bastards. And the same things that happen to the Harkis will happen to them. Unlike Uncle Are that feels like, pé nǹkan tó ṣe fún wọn ò dáa. Èmi, I feel is very good, because we need to have a culture, just like our fathers in Operation Wet here, to wipe out these saboteurs when we get the chance. Because these people, they are worse than the enemy, as far as I'm concerned. The second reason, Sherry, the reason why the Fulanis want your land, and this is where number will come, these countries are very poor countries. They've not developed themselves, and there's no amount of stealing they steal from the south. They will never develop themselves. Let me give you an example. How many of you know that the GDP of Nigeria today is 430 billion? Do you know the GDP of Niger? 13 billion. Do you know the GDP of Benin? 14 billion. Togo, 6 billion. Cameroon, 39 billion. Senegal, 23 billion. Burkina Faso, 17 billion. So why wouldn't they come here? Why wouldn't they come here when they take the oil of the north, of the south, of Akwa Ibom, of Ondo State, the gas, and they go and use it to build bridges in Kano? They will come. They must come because this is the Mecca of Africa for them. So they must come with their cattle, come and join their brothers. And when their brothers that are telling them that the problem is the southerners, that we could have pillaged more from these people, but they are just too enlightened. So maybe we have to start killing them, so that eventually, instead of this way of controlling their resources through political means, we might start just if we wipe all of them out, there will be no need to even share resources anymore. Everything will be for us, and that is the mentality, and that is why they are doing all this ethnic cleansing, because they know it's an economically incentivized thing, apart from the fact that this is even been their way of practice from time immemorial. But this is also an opportunity for them to clean so that they can get our resources, so that they can get our land, get access to our forest. That is all. So that they can settle colonialism between us and do what they've done in several states. Violence is not an option, I agree. I agree. But I just want to say something, that the generation that is coming after us will not be so forgiving. In 1995, when Tom Polo started his agitation from the Niger Delta, I'm sure by the time they killed him, they could never have believed that a Fulani man would meet Niger Delta militants who were carrying war weapons, armory, guns, and they walked to Eagle Square and he received them. And every single policeman from Asokoro down to Aso Villa, they stood down for them. They would never have believed it. If you had told them when they killed Tompolo that would eventually happen to them in just
Sarowiwa,
Saru
Sarowiwa.
King Saru.
Sarawiwa, they would not believe it. But it happened. The likes of Henry Oka, Asari Dokubo, it just took them like 4 years to get the first ceasefire. They started in 2006. As a matter of fact, in 2006, when they started, they did not even bomb pipelines. They were just kidnapping. But by 2010, government was looking for ceasefire. In fact, there was a statement they even released that just like one or 2 weeks after they released that statement, the federal government announced that they were going to be entering into a ceasefire with them. Let me read a small part of the statement. They said, and many attacks against Christian targets, men threatened to bomb mosques and assassinate Muslim clerics. Meng spokesman Joe Mogbono said a campaign will start on the 31st of May to save Christianity in Nigeria from annihilation. The bombing of mosques, Hajj camps, Islamic institutions, large congregations in Islamic events, and assassination of clerics that propagate the doctrine of hate will form the core of the mission of this crusade. However, Operation Barbados will be called off because of Christian intervention. So what's the point I'm trying to make there? The time the war hit them, they started to negotiate. So I don't think we are going to fight them with war. But I know that eventually, when it is time, they will negotiate. The fourth point I wanted to make, to those of you that think that maybe you are still undecided, the reasons why your governors cannot build hospitals, they cannot build roads, they cannot do bridges, they cannot do pensions for the elderly, healthcare for the elderly, they cannot fund education. How many southern universities do you know that they will be on strike? Governor cannot pay teachers, cannot do this. It's simple. It's because when they take the money from us, the taxes, they are using it to develop other regions. If not, please tell me what can be the justification for Jigawa to spend a whole year and they generate 9 billion, and yet the federal government will give them 56 billion. Yet Oyo State will generate 38 billion, and the federal government will give them 54 billion. What is the rationale for Castina to spend the whole year and they develop just 11 billion, and then the federal government will give them 61 billion? Why? Is it Sokoto? Is it Bauchi? The stories are the same, less than productive. If the federal government left them alone, they won't even be able to pay salaries for their states. But they will continue to take resources, oil. Now they have passed it into law. Even pipelines that pass through their regions, they will give them your money, but they will never do anything for you. Finally, you know that the government is also continuing to do policies that will favor the Fulanis. I was reading something with someone, and I just want to tell you something. A lot of people tell you that these Fulani cows, that they are important to our economy. They are lying to you. They are lying to us. The contribution of livestock to Nigeria's GDP is 2 trillion. The contribution of crops, agricultural products, is 33 trillion. The total contribution of agriculture is 37 trillion. So the crops that the Fulani cows are destroying in numbers across the Middle Belt and even some southern states, that crops is worth almost how many times more? 16 times or 15 times more than the cows. Yet the federal government continues to defend the cows. Look at how many, even our governors every day, we don't want sugar, we don't want sugar. They are so distracted by something that is as useless as anything. No economic value whatsoever. But because it is in the interest of the Fulanis, it will continue to take more priority than the ones that actually provide revenue for the country, which is agriculture, crop production. It contributes 33 trillion. The livestock, including chicken, turkey, piggery, goat, everything. Livestock is 2 trillion. Yet, the crops that contribute 33 trillion, they don't have a voice. The lands for agricultural settlements are not being protected. The Naldans of this world are not being funded. But the livestock, they will continue to prioritize it.
Dr.
So,
Nana Imabinu, Mr. Dakwajo, share about checking in a pictorial form, compulsory group or anyway Instagram, so we can copy and use to educate our people. Thank you.
yes. So, I'll just say this in conclusion. You see, the problem of our people, the first step is this self-preservation. If we don't get it right, if we don't do it, there's nothing else we can do. But one thing I am very sure about is that Yoruba nation will be determined. It will be. It will come. Just like Kesariwa, when he was being killed, he would never have imagined. He would never. If somebody had told you that maybe in the next 10 years we'll be in the Yoruba nation, I'm sure you'd be like, this guy with these Tinubus and these people that are controlling everything, how do you think it's possible? But a time is coming when they will no longer be able to ignore us. There are so many ways. For instance, I also believe that because of the diaspora remittances into Nigeria, if the diasporans, which is you, if there was a consensus across all the regions, all the diaspora states, and they decide to hold off dollar remittances for 3 or 4 years, the dollar would naturally spike to like 1.8, 2,000. The economy will crash. They will talk. You can insist that maybe what you want is diaspora voting on restructuring. You can insist that what you want is even like diasporans want to even participate in the election, or you can tell them that you want the constitution to be rewritten, because even when there was COVID, they still came to diasporans to beg for money. I think I was doing one analysis with Bode, and diaspora remittances in Nigeria was I'm not 100% sure, maybe $25 billion. And foreign direct investment was okay. Direct foreign remittance was about $400 billion or something like that, and foreign direct investment into the country was about $25 billion. I'll confirm the thing today. So what is the point I'm trying to make? That the one of the reasons why the dollar has not completely gone to shit is because of the pressure of the dollar that is coming into the country from the diaspora. And we know these diasporans, they are the southerners. They are not the northerners. They are the southerners. So if the diasporans decide to say that the war we want to fight, we don't want to buy one single bullet, but we are going to starve the country of any economic progress, and we are going to stay off our resources, very soon the government will have to come to the table and talk to you. You people have not sent money home in 3 years. Kilo day, you want to vote, we'll pass it into law so that you can start sending money back home, so that the naira will start to make sense. There are so many ways, but the wisdom will come to us in due time. It might come through negotiation, both peaceful, evolution, conversation. I don't know. I don't preempt war. I don't want somebody. The blood of one Yoruba man is precious. That's the way I see it. But I know that that eventually, by the special grace of God, this liberation is going to come. I yield on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother. You know, we've
Is it my
always
turn now?
that. Don't worry, I'll call who's next. Just relax. You know, the thing is that we've always talked about the diaspora remittances and the need to actually Personally, I think if we just hold our pause for 3 months, don't even talk about 3 years. The only problem is people are like, oh, you want poor people to suffer at home. They're already suffering. And when you think about it, anytime you send money to Nigeria, guess who is taking a portion of that money? The people that are doing the Bureau de change. So even those of us working in the diaspora, if you go and look at percentage of the money that is going to their pocket from that 25 billion, okay, from that 25 billion remittances, you will know that, you know, that's a lot of money they're taking from us. So in a way, we are also working for them when you think about it. So it's a good suggestion. Are the people going to be bold enough to do it? That's still a question that is still out there. Okay, now, Omo Ajanle Koko, you can go now.
Thank you so much, Obini Akonshi. Good day, everyone. And I appreciate you guys once again for bringing this to the table. Actually, I don't even know what to say because everybody has actually say one or two things that I would have loved to say. And I'm quite sorry I could not listen to all that Are said, but I had a little bit of it. And thank you, Obini, for letting me talk immediately after the diaspora talk. Therefore, as an economist, I appreciate you, and you are just right on point with whatever you are saying. I will start with diaspora first, not on my list, but I will start from there. Remittance is one of the tools that the economy depends on. And presently, I don't have a lot of numbers with me, but with my basic economic theory, I know Nigeria is not sufficient as to foreign investment. Diaspora remittance.
Let me help you with that. It's 25 billion diaspora remittance, and the
I,
foreign direct investment is 2 billion. So
I,
25 billion foreign direct
I,
diaspora remittance, and the foreign direct investment into the country that we attracted is 2 billion. Sorry
I,
for
I, I,
interjecting.
I agree with you, my brother. I absolutely agree with you. But I'm just trying to tell you, with what I know and with currently what Nigeria is doing, Nigeria does not have the money to run the economy. I know that for sure. And I've told people times without number, we don't have money. So just a little about that. So on my list, the first thing I have on my list is just to let everyone know, and I believe so many people know that already. Self-determination is not a criminal activity, whether you campaign for it or everybody has a right to say that, to campaign for it. We do. And we can always do it the way we want. One of my brothers in the house have actually said, like some people, a lot of people are for Yoruba nation, but they cannot campaign for it due to their circumstances working in Nigeria. I absolutely agree with that. Their livelihood depends on that. So many companies in Nigeria romance the government. So if their staff saying, no, I'm for Yoruba nation or whatever, when they crumble the company, they crumble the business of such an organization, everybody will lose. But that's okay. The diaspora people can work on that. They got nothing to do to us. Nothing. That is that on self-determination. What makes me cry every time is nothing but identity, heritage. I live in Canada. Few weeks ago, or a month ago now, the government kind of like saying everywhere unmarked grave, which comes from residential schools. So that tells me what happened back in 50 years ago, 60 years ago, what these people intend to do to the Aboriginals, to kill their culture, to kill their generation. And if you want to do that, the only way you can do that is their youth, the young ones. When you kill them, no race anymore. But now we are seeing those people. Some people will call them the lazy ones. Some people, but no, I don't see them as lazy. They were just being dealt with because they kill everything they have. Their language, heritage, culture, everything they killed, which is what is currently happening to us. For the singular fact that my parent becomes illiterate because some people come all the way from England to force me to speak English. And my mom now becomes a problem that she doesn't understand English. He or she that does not understand Yoruba is supposed to be the problem. He or she is supposed to find a way to understand the language. And that is what we are doing right now. In 100 years to come, if we are able to get it right, all our transaction, banking, everywhere, if you want to transact with us, you have to learn the language. I'm not the problem. You will be the problem, not me. That is my language. Language is huge. So by the time you kill one's language, culture, everything, you kill the person. And that is not going to happen to the Yorubas. I will just speak a little bit on everything. Economy. I am an economist as well. I just draw a map, the northern, southern, wherever. The southern part of the country is too sufficient to run the entire country. So if we are by our side, we will never go hungry. Like he said, the cow that they think is more important than me, woman, only contributes $22 trillion, you said?
Two trillion compared to 2 trillion, and our economy is 155 trillion. So you can imagine.
So that is just the cow. One or two people in this house will tell with me, and I have done some analysis into agriculture, and I can build a model that will fill Africa from west, from the west. So if anybody is not concerned enough or has a fear that, how are we going to do with cow, tomato, this, that, I tell you, we will fill them. The southerner, we fill them. We are not supposed to depend on them in the first place. No. And they are contributing nothing to the economy. One of your analysis, you said, when Ogun or Oyo is contributing 50 billion, 60 billion, and from federal government they are getting 30 billion, and Castina is contributing 6 billion and getting 60 billion. I'm sure we're short in. So, and we cannot develop our region. That will take me to when we say one Nigeria. I hate people with passion to answer one Nigeria. We don't, not one Nigeria. We don't want to say one Nigeria. It is a failed economy. When an economy failed, that is why everybody is clamoring for one Nigeria. What do you mean? It should be Nigeria in the first place if it is working. It's because it's not working. That is why we are saying one Nigeria. So don't deceive yourself. You wouldn't be saying one Nigeria if it is working. So immediately you say one Nigeria, then something is wrong. So go back to the drawing table and say, okay, what is wrong? Why am I saying one Nigeria? Then analyze. It's not all about what I'm going to eat, but the generation to come. I put a simple analogy to some people, like my parents, for some reason, are richer than myself. Not in the monetary value. I went to a free school, Igbobi College, but my School peers that we went to the same school, they could not pay for the same school. They could not pay their children to go to the same school now because it's about 300, 400,000 per term. And we paid 50 naira, 30 naira. So if anybody is still not convinced that this is not working, what brings about the birth of Yoruba nation is because we tried something for too long and it wasn't working. And we don't even belong with these people in the first place. That is what brings about that, okay, now we know like, oh, we are Yoruba. I think we should be better by ourselves. If Nigeria is like, okay, a little bit like America, nobody will be saying I'm a Yoruba or I'm a Igbo or whatever. But it's not working for me. And it's not working for the Northerners too. They know. But the people that try to say like, if they could raise Alomajiri, it's okay for them. That is their life. We don't want to raise Alomajiri. We want to be self-dependent. That is why we are talking about this. So I will still implore everyone, if we can post and do some aggressive campaign about this, that is okay. But you're convincing some people from home, like you have to see this. I think people should see. I don't know why they are blind. And I support my brother that say, if you send money home and somebody is saying one Nigeria, please, me too, I will stop. I'm going to stop. I learned from you, my brother, that said that. If you still believe in one Nigeria, please don't call me. I'll block you. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Wow. That was fully packed. Thank you very much. Anybody else want to talk? I'm just going to call people randomly. Olami. Okay, you go next, sir.
ẹ máa ń gbàgbé mi lórí bíbá yìí ó dà pé orúkọ mi
Sorry.
yẹn ti kéré jù.
Yeah, I make it could stand out.
Ok, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ rẹ pẹ̀lú historical perspective of àwọn Algeria. Ṣẹ́rí ẹ̀ kò sí ní tí northerner kò sí bó ṣe wà educated tó I mean the Fulanis kò sí bó ṣe wà educated tó bá ní 50 PhD a sì sọ fún ẹ pé gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ìgangan yẹn pé irọ́ ni kò sí ni and it's about self-preservation. They don't sell out. If you go to their rooms, they are not politically correct about what is happening in Nigeria. They will first defend themselves and even make you reason. Most of these guys, northern guys that you see on this social media, they are highly educated. The ones with PhD, the one working for Google, working for Microsoft, all around. You can never see them talk down on Buhari or on anybody, their leaders in the north, because they see that on the money. There are a lot of them. Ìgbà tí ọmọ Abakare tó ṣe tán ní UK, ó directly ó ṣe masters tán directly ló mú wá sí Sovereign Wealth Fund tí wọ́n create tó fi ṣe deputy director àbí director ní organization yẹn. Ọmọ Yorùbá mélòó ló lè ṣetán just first job tó kàn déédéé di director of a national organization agency. So these people they are strategic in putting themselves in the right place in the country. But we Yorubas, we don't do that. I see a lot of people still talking about one Nigeria, one Nigeria. Maybe because we want to always sound like we are educated and we want to be liberal. But no matter how much education a Fulani man has, Oshima first identify with that is identity as a Fulani man. Just to what Dari was saying the other time, I was in that group. It was in the midnight here, and you see those people. They are Senegal. One is from Senegal. One is from Gambia also. Then we have Nigeria among them too. And this guy was saying why somebody was, I think it was Dari, saying they come to our land, kill people, rape people, blah blah blah. This guy kept saying, yes, because people refuse to give them land. The region they are coming from is dry. Climate change is this. So since you people did not give them land, they can keep killing you. You know
Exactly.
that you are not helping. You are not. You don't want to help your fellow brother from Africa. So I was like, really? So tí ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ pé àwọn brother ẹ̀ wọ́n wá ń pa wá ní ilẹ̀ ní ancestral land wa. We are just about pé climate change ló jẹ́ kán wá sílẹ̀ wa káwa náà ká fún wọn nílẹ̀ just to rear their cattle. Then for those people that still feel like 2023 Tinubu ló máa jẹ president. Pẹ̀lú nǹkan tí Mr. Bami tó ń post ẹ̀ mo ka kíní ẹ̀ mo gbọ́ kíní ẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ yẹn. Now look at those people that spoke in that this thing. Do you know that they are traders, food traders in the north? No kóra wọn jọ, no ni wọ́n make pronouncement yẹn. These people come, go to the media and just spew all manner of rubbish. And Buhari will not see them as part of those dividing this country. But immediately somebody from the south or a group in the south make similar pronouncement or to brutal jù yẹn lọ. The next night you will see the Aja Buhari called DSS going to their homes to arrest them. Miyetti Allah now wọ́n ti di government spokesman. They now speak after which the government will speak. I remember when Miyetti Allah spoke nígbà tí Afẹ́nifẹ́re sọ lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó pa ọmọ bàbá Fáṣọ̀rántì ńgbà yẹn. Tí Garba Shehu àpilókọ ẹlẹ́nubọ̀kú yẹn was saying that
Garbage.
tó try láti equate Miyetti Allah pẹ̀lú Afẹ́nifẹ́re. How do you equate a trade union or a trade association with a social cultural group like Afenifere? And that is coming from somebody that speaks for the president. So you can see that there is a grand plan. One more nǹkan. You can also hear from this one that call himself this drunkard that call himself a minister of justice. That is trying to say if the Igbos can come to the north to sell spare parts, why not Fulani doing their open grazing? Then this man tó lóun study law, why do you compare àwọn tí wọ́n wá sí north tó yẹ pé ẹ fún wọn nílẹ̀ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́, ẹ fún wọn lówó kan fi ṣe business, they come there, build house, buy land. If your people are doing the same thing in the south, nobody will have problem with them. And are the Igbos in the north going to people's home in the midnight to go and kill and rape them? And this is somebody they used to do minister of justice. And I still wonder how that one even became son. Because like this their son now, they now just give it to anybody. Because I don't think that Malami should have even won up to 10 cases in the court. So ó máa ń bá fún mi tí máa rí àwọn Yorùbá tó ń try láti wà politically correct. Bí ààrẹ ṣe sọ, when they bring it hot, give them the hottest. That is what they deserve. Because if you allow them to kí ariwo títí wọn kó ju títí ẹ lọ, àwọn ọba àwọn ti win nìyẹn, wọ́n ti conquer nìyẹn. They will come with brute force, give them back. Tó yẹ mo ṣe kí n bá ti wà ní àwọn rúùmù SK àti Magnum yẹn, mo máa ń fún wọn jẹ ní lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. Because I will not stay in a room tí àtìkọ́ tó ń pè prince tó fẹ́ contest House of Rep àbí Senate dẹni tó ń sọ̀sọ̀kúsọ. Òun náà ló ń sọ lọ́jọ́ yẹn ní Yorùbá rúùmù sí story náà ń sọ fúnra wọn. Àgbà tó ti gbé Ìgbòho kò sí nǹkan tí Yorùbá people ṣe sí mọ́. You can imagine. Ẹ̀mẹ́rin náà ti lọ pààyàn ní Ìgangan sìn. ṣé Tinubu tán fẹ́ gbé síta fún president ṣé ó ti visit ọba ìgangan wọ́n jó palace ọba yẹn ṣé ó ti visit ọba ìgangan láti gbà yẹn. Is Tinubu thinking home? Is he thinking about Yoruba people right now? He recently went to refurbish Arewa some kinikan. Whereas the kilo building ti Awolowo kọ́ sí Ìbàdàn yẹn ó wà ń bẹ̀ kò ṣe lọ refurbish ẹ̀. He's now doing handshake across the Niger, all because he wants to become president. Nigeria now are waiting another pandemic to hit them in 2023, bringing Tinubu. Because I see Tinubu going to be worse than Buhari. Because òun náà ti dàgbà, ó ti darúgbó. So then our language and our culture, mímọ̀ bóyá ó ní ewé tí ìlànà ọmọ Oòduà or any other group or even Afenifere can lobby the different state house of assembly ní southwest tán lè make law pé okay o láti 1 year títí wọ bí 11 years old kọ́ máa fi Yorùbá máa kọ́ àwọn ọmọ kọ́ dẹ̀ máa kọ́ wọn ní history Yorùbá. Maybe we should start from there so that this will be inculcated into their brain láti kékeré. Then from 11 years wọ́n lè máa kọ́ wọn ní English, wọ́n lè máa fi English kọ́ wọn class. Because that is the way to go. This is how the Dutch tó fi ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n ní tó bá lọ Netherlands wọ́n gbóyìnbó, àwọn tó gbóyìnbó wà lára wọn because they teach them English at a certain age. Wọ́n fi English kọ́ wọn, but Dutch yẹn máa kọ́kọ́ fi immerse wọn sí. We need to just start to how to salvage the kí Yorùbá culture kó má wá extinct. Ẹ ṣé gan-an. I'm done speaking.
Thank you very much. Well, if there is nobody else that wants to talk, I think we will bring the room to a close. It's been a very educative evening. We have some programs set up for tomorrow, I believe.
Obìnrin
I'm
ẹgbọ́n
getting
sókè o.
around. Oh, ẹ má bínú, ó ti rẹ̀ mí látàárọ̀ jàre.
ẹ
I'm
má
just
jẹ́ kó
saying
rẹ̀
that.
yẹn sọ̀rọ̀ sókè.
Ṣé kí n help yín díẹ̀?
Help me, ẹ bá
ẹ má
mi
jẹ́
parí
káwọn
ẹ̀.
Fúlàní móhùn yín o.
Láyé
Ọlọ́run ò
ìyẹn
ní
ò ní jẹ́.
ànígbà fún wọn.
All right, thank you so much. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ta lẹni tó kàn tó fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀? Ẹ bá wa flash mic yín. Ẹ bá wa flash mic yín. Okay. Ní ọ̀la, a ní àwọn ètò kan ta ní fún yín ní dédé aago 10 Central Standard Time. Ẹ lè wo Central Standard Time sí ibi tẹ́yin bá wà tẹ́ ti ń gbọ́ wa. Àpètò náà ní orúkọ ní èdè Yorùbá àti àwọn ìtumọ̀ tí wọ́n ní. A máa máa retí láti kẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Bákan náà tó bá tún di ọjọ́ Ìṣẹ́gun, ọjọ́ Tuesday, a ní ètò kan tá a pè ní Corruption and Poor Leadership in Nigeria, Symptoms, Not the Real Problem. A máa tún máa retí yín láti kẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa bákan náà. Tó bá di ọjọ́ Wednesday, tí ń ṣe ọjọ́rú, a ní ètò kan tá a pè ní Yorùbá for Beginners ní déédéé aago kan lọ́sàn-án Central Standard Time. Ẹ bá wa wò ó sí ìgbà tí yẹn jẹ́ náà lọ́dọ̀ yín. Tó bá di ọjọ́ Thursday, a ní Middle Belt Lived Experience of the Threat to Southern Nigeria. À ń retí àwọn èèyàn wa láti Middle Belt kán wá sọ fún wa n tí ó jẹ́ àdojúkọ wọn lọ́dọ̀ àwọn Fúlàní agbénipa àti àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ tó wà ń bẹ̀ fún wa láti ká kọ́. Èdè òyìnbó la máa mú ètò yẹn wá. Tó bá di ọjọ́ Sátidé, èyí ni ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta, a ní ètò kan tá a pè ní Oríkì àti Ìtumọ̀ ní orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa bákan náà. Aago kan ọ̀sán Central Standard Time. Ẹ bá wa wò ó sí àsìkò tó máa jẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ yín lọ́hùn. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Tó bá dẹ̀ tún ní ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ní ètò tán ní lọ́kàn láti gbé wá, ẹ bá àwọn olóòtú sọ̀rọ̀ ní back channel. Àwa náà máa tún jọ fi inú lunú, a máa fi kù lu ikù láti mọ bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe tó máa dùn, tó máa lárinrin. Ká tó kásẹ̀ tó nílẹ̀, a máa tún béèrè lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí tó bá lẹ́ni tó ní ohun ẹyọ kan àbí ìkejì tí wọ́n sì fẹ́ fi kún ọ̀rọ̀ tá a ti ń sọ látẹ̀ǹkan. Arákùnrin Dáre, ẹ bá wa gbóhùn sókè níṣẹ́jú àáyá ká tó padà sọ́dọ̀ àwọn
Yeah.
olóòtú.
Question ni mo fẹ́ béèrè. Concerning the way everything is going now in Nigeria, and we are hearing a lot of some people are saying some of us are saying we want self-determination, while a lot of people too are saying restructuring. And I don't really know much about the restructuring thing they are talking about, but I heard that if eventually they want to restructure the country, that we will need our voters card. So my question now is it wise for us, every one of us now in Nigeria, to make sure that we have that voters card so that we are not caught unawares? Maybe when eventually they say that, okay, maybe what they want to do first, because I still believe that as we are planning our self-determination, what might happen first might be restructuring. So I just want to ask, is this something that every one of us needs to go and get our voters card so that we are not caught unawares? That's my question.
Sorry, I was just going to say that's a lie. It's propaganda. Don't believe that. That's a big lie. Somebody's
Mr.
just
Bami,
trying to get you to register.
Oh,
we will
okay.
keep entertaining questions that are not relevant to what we are discussing. Please take note of my first message, please.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. So ẹni bá ní ìbéèrè tó yàtọ̀ sí tá à ń sọ lónìí, ẹ fìwé ránṣẹ́ sí mi, a máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n ìbéèrè tá à ń gbà òun ni ìbéèrè tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú tí ààrẹ Kúrúnmí ohun tán bá wa sọ lónìí. Ọmọ Ajánlé kòkò, ẹ bá wa gbọ́n sókè. Ajánlé kòkò.
ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀ lóòtú. Ó ṣe ni láàánú púpọ̀ pé ìgbà tí ààrẹ ń sọ̀rọ̀ mo ń gbọ́ díẹ̀díẹ̀ but ohun yẹn ò jẹ́, but pẹ̀lú nǹkan tí mo gbọ́ dàbí pé ọ̀rọ̀ tó lágbára ni irú àwọn
wọ́n
ọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀
rìkọ́ọ̀dù
yẹn.
ẹ̀ ẹ má bínú pé mo dárò mọ́ yín lẹ́nu.
ẹ
wọ́n rìkọ́ọ̀dù ẹ̀ a dẹ̀ ní YouTube channel tó máa ń post ẹ̀ sí.
ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀ ibi tí mo tẹ̀ wá ń lọ gangan nìyẹn pé irú àwọn yẹn gan ní tàbá lè máa fi wọ́n sí bí short animation lè wà tó lè support gbogbo àwọn kan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn tó jẹ́ bí 7 minutes ni àwọn tójú wọn ojú wọn ò fọ́ náà kò ń ṣe kójú wọn fọ́ but wọn kì í rí nǹkan dáadáa, wọn gbọ́ nǹkan dáadáa, tó bá ń rí tó bá ń kọjá lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wọn lẹ́ǹkọ̀ọ̀kan lọ́wọ́n á kó sí wọn lọ́kàn, wọn á rí lọ́jọ́ kan pé ó dàbí òótọ́ làwọn ará bí ń sọ nǹkan tẹ́bí kan fẹ́ sọ nìyẹn.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. So gbogbo tá à ń ṣe àwọn ó láwọn ètò kan tá a máa ń ká sílẹ̀. Àwọn ètò yẹn tẹ́ bá tẹ̀lé wa lórí Twitter, Yorùbá Nation Clubhouse ó wà lórí Twitter, tẹ́ bá follow wa ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ètò bẹ́ẹ̀ làwa náà máa fi sí orí Twitter láti káwọn èèyàn kan lè máa ní àǹfààní láti káwọn náà máa pín káàkiri. Ẹ ṣeun. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa fi èyí ṣe àlọ. Arábìnrin Lọlá Gold ṣe wà pẹ̀lú wa, ẹ bá wa kí àwọn èèyàn wa pé ó tún di ìgbà kan náà.
Mr. Bamimi mo bí àmì Mrs. Lọ́lágòdó à ń bẹ̀ tẹ́ bá
Ma,
wo DP
ẹ má
mi
bínú mo wà ń bẹ̀ but ariwo pọ̀ bí àwọn ọmọ mi
àwọn ọmọdé.
mo kàn fẹ́ kí gbogbo ilé ní ẹ ṣé o tẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa o a gbádùn ètò lénìí and then a dẹ̀ máa rí yín bá àwọn èèyàn wa náà dẹ̀ máa rí wa bá ẹ ṣé gan sà.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Obìnrin ẹ jẹ́ bá wa gbọ́n sókè.
ok fún àǹfààní ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa tẹ́ bá wo inú DP mi ẹ máa rí orúkọ YouTube channel wa ń bẹ̀, ẹ bá wa subscribe sí náà kó lè gbèrú sókè sí ẹ máa rí oríṣiríṣi àwọn ètò míì tá a ti ṣe tá a ti ká sílẹ̀ tá a gbé síbẹ̀, ètò tèmi náà wọ́n máa gbé síbẹ̀ títí ọ̀la wọn á gbé síbẹ̀ tó tẹ́ bá miss nǹkan kan ẹ máa gbọ́n bẹ̀ then tá a bá ní ẹnìkankan tó jẹ́ agbẹjọ́rò nínú ilé ẹjọ́ a nílò ẹni tó bá jẹ́ agbẹjọ́rò láti máa yẹ àwọn kókó inú ọ̀rọ̀ kan wò nípa òfin. Ẹni tó bá jẹ́ agbẹjọ́rò ẹ fi ìwé ránṣẹ́ sí wa lẹ́yìn ilé. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀ o. Ó dàárọ̀.
ẹ ṣe púpọ̀. Ààrẹ Kúrúnmí, ṣé ẹ ṣì wà pẹ̀lú wa? Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá wa kí àwọn aráalé.
Well, I will say something. Tí mo kàn fẹ́ sọ ni pé it's going to be brief. The struggle for independence is not a tea party. It's going to take a long time. There will be different issues. People will sell out. Mo sọ fún yín pé during the course of the fight for independence for Algerian independence, we had a pro-Yoruba, well, we had a pro-independence and the pro-French colonization. The pro-French colonization, that's our important point. Mo fẹ́ ká note nìyẹn. Pé kò sóhun tuntun lábẹ́ ọ̀run mọ́ o. Ní tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ló tó tún ṣẹlẹ̀ again. Àtàwọn pro-Algeria tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n fẹ́ kí France máa colonize, kí France annex Algeria totally into France. They were fellow Arab Algerians. They killed their fellow Algerians. They sabotaged their fellow Algerians. They did the dirty job. Bẹ́ẹ̀ kí náà gbà ń bẹ̀ ẹ̀sìn ni. But àwọn patriot Arab Algerians, àwọn ni wọn ò jẹ́ kí wọ́n ba ayé àwọn jẹ́ o. Wọ́n ní onídìí irin jẹ́ kídìí òun ó bàjẹ́. A gbọ́dọ̀ wòran. Àwọn tó bá fẹ́ moderate, pé wọ́n fẹ́ mú wa moderate, no problem. But one thing is that you have to be very, very angry enough to fight for your freedom. And this is what we need to do, and this is what we must do. Many people will fall along the way. Many people will do all sorts of things along the way. But we must never, 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 never lose focus. Ṣé ẹ rí Nàìjíríà ló máa ń Nigeria is making our life easy. And the wave of ethnic nationalism is blowing across indigenous space from Asia to Africa. Many things will happen in this century. This is a new century. Ní 18th century, towards the end of the 19th century, Oyo Empire fall. 19th century, we went to civil war nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. 19th century, Ìmàgbọ̀n War, Ìjẹ̀bú Kingdom was destroyed. 19th century, the British annexed Lagos into the British colony. That was the beginning of the colonization of Yoruba land officially. 19th century, we fought the Oshogbo War, where we were able to defeat the Fulani jihad from Sokoto Caliphate. But towards the end of the 19th century, I took from frying pan to fire. The 1884 Benin West African Conference, tí àwọn Britain, France, tán lọ kẹran mérò, Germany, wọ́n lọ kó wa pẹ̀lú àwọn ọ̀tá wa. Ní 20th century, world wars. 20th century, 1914 amalgamation. Ibẹ̀ gangan náà ti kan, ibẹ̀ gangan ni tiwa ti bá wa pátápátá. I'm just telling you, ìpè century kọ̀ọ̀kan ló ní tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Century, a lot will happen. Àwọn Fúlàní dẹ̀ mọ̀, they understand. And this is why we also have to do what we need to do everything necessary to get out of this mess. A gbọ́dọ̀ continue báyìí, a gbọ́dọ̀ bá lọ báyìí o. Mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé lágbára Olódùmarè, a máa bọ́ nínú páńpẹ́ tá a kóra wa sí. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìran ló ti ṣègbé o, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìran ló ti parun. So anybody má rò pé nǹkan kan ò lè ṣe Yorùbá, mẹ́wàá ó ṣẹlẹ̀ o. Mẹ́wàá ó ṣẹlẹ̀. Tó ṣe bí òye wọ́n ní páṣá jáná páṣá òfura.
torí ní ò bá fura olè ní oko o. So we have to use everything necessary to get our freedom. We have to be organized. We have to be prepared. We have to do what we need to do. This is the people that have sold out. They are always in any society. They are always like that. So we have what we need to do. We are the middle class. We are in the diaspora. We are at home, and we have what it takes to change the narrative. Self-determination, self-preservation is the first step. It is from self-preservation that leads to self-determination. It is not vice versa. It is a process. So we must learn from the Algerian Arabs. We must learn and never allow secular colonialism in Yoruba land. Kán má ní gbégbégbé, kán má gbé sáyìnkùlé wa o. We must do everything necessary. Nigeria has become a danger to the existence of the Yoruba people. From the unitary system of government, and after appropriating the wealth of the south to the north, they do it every day. They continue to do it. That's why people are asking for restructuring. You guys are not historically conscious. The PIB bill, àwọn Niger Delta rò pé ó máa favour wọn ni. Wọ́n dẹ̀ dá orí PIB bill, wọ́n dàrú to continue to favour the Fulani North. So if they restructure Nigeria, Ruga náà máa fi restructure yín o. Wọ́n restructure yín in and out. Maybe demography lè fẹ́ change. They will do it. Nígbà tí wọ́n sọ pé àwọn pé 120 million ní north. Gbogbo Yorùbá Kwara náà ti kó lọ, Yorùbá Kogi wọ́n ti kó lọ. Àwọn Idoma Tiv tí wọ́n pa náà wọ́n ti kà á mọ́. Àwọn Igbo Benue wọ́n ti kà á mọ́. Àwọn Jukons táwọn Fulani ń pa wọ́n ti kó mọ́. So these people they perfected fraud for a long time. That's what they are doing. That's what they do. And when people want to call them out, they quickly hide and say, please don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. We are not going to make that mistake. We are going to talk about it, and we are going to act about it, and we are going to do something about it. It's going to be a long walk to freedom, but we shall be free. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. I'm Yoruba first, I'm Yoruba second, and I'm Yoruba last. May Olódùmarè continue to bless the Yoruba race. Thank you.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Mo máa ti yàrá ní 5 4 3 2 1.